Welcome back to the channel, Super Snails. Huang has a question, a good question, a question that deserved a video. So here it goes. He is asking, basically, if I read this correctly, hey guys, please tell me how to train gene effective results from zombie or dragon, how to train at map each form. What I'm processing from what I just read, right, is like, hey, can you help me figure out how to upgrade properly, or what is the most efficient, or whatever, right? So obviously you have your bank for gene research speed ups, so that's what your little cups look like. This is like a cup full of speed ups, right? So for example, if I were just to have this day one and I had all these forms, because on day one you don't have all these forms. Eventually you unlock certain ones and whatever, and so you work on certain ones until those get strong, or until you hit a wall, and then you go to the next one. So how do you do it efficiently, or how do you do it best? Well, for me, right, for me, this is just strictly me. I always go with the snail section. So the snail section always has like the shorter portion of it. These are for your like leadership or your compass, whatever your even some relics come from this section. You'll get all that with the minion section. So I don't worry too much about the minion section, because the minion section isn't always working for you where your snail form is. So let's take it from the top. Zombie, right? My zombie form is T5. This is my alternate account. As you can see here, I picked zombie first. I picked zombie because if you guys saw the previous video that I just posted about getting out of Baratha, it helps to have your time machine pumping out, and she happens to favor, this particular mutant minion, which is the Minorinos or whatever, Minorinos. And what you want to go ahead is you want to then also upgrade the Minorinos. So you're gonna see my tank is full of Minorinos because they're just gonna get buffs. So that's how that mentality works for me. So you gotta play to your strengths. Now that this is at T6, I stop. I don't need to go to T7 immediately, because it's not going to allow me. I believe it's going to be unlock Ascension Mutant T7. Ritual requires a higher form. I don't think I could just go straight into T7 from T6. It helps to like get everything else around the board to be strong. So I did say this in a previous thing. I don't know if I wrote it down on a response or whatever, but I'm going with the mecha because there is a mecha minion that when that mecha minion die, or one of your minions dies, he will take the fault for you. So I believe he is, I want to say it's this guy. So take injury for the same tiered minion by 55%. So there's a chance, a much higher than 50% chance, by 5%, for this guy to go in and be like, I'm gonna take the bullet for you. You know what I mean? He's gonna do what the Secret Service didn't do for Trump, which is take a bullet for you. This is my dude. This is my Secret Service guy, and he's got self recovery of negative 10%. So that's huge. So he makes it so that like your strong minions actually continue fighting while he goes and heals. So that's another really good process or reason for me to go straight into the mecha form. So I would go ahead and just focus on this guy right here. I would then go into, if I wanted to, I can go into the zombie and I focus this guy right here, and I go into the demon. As you can tell, I already focused all of the snail things, all of the snail situation side, because I want my snail to become stronger. Your minions are not nearly as used as the exploration does. Yes, they dig for your they can dig for your clubs, your species wars. Jesus Christ, they can work for your species wars, so they can, even if you're at a low tier like T4 minions or T5 minions, you can at least dig while you're super like if you join my group, you're gonna see that some of the actually I think most of the strongest people in our server are in my group, and they're not my group. I didn't create it, but I joined them, and then they just didn't want to be the president, and they just gave it to me, and I'm okay with it because I've been very vocal since the start. So that's why I am who I am in that group. But there's stronger people in my group, and what I do is I get out of their way. So if they're the ones that are digging all the way down to the bottom and beating the shit out of the bosses and pushing things out of the way, I am going to help them with digging so that they can get to the bottom, and then drilling when there's nothing to do. I drill and I just hold my stuff, but that drilling stuff is limited, so you can only like dig or drill whatever with like maybe 35, I think, minions and stuff like that. So they're not doing anything there, and if they fight and the bosses are just too damn strong, you're not going to win anyway, so they're useless there because you have stronger people. Now unfortunately, if you're like the spearhead of your group, then you might want to think about the species, not the species, but the minion section. I don't care too much about the minion section because my primary account is stronger than this one, and my wife's account is stronger than this one. My daughter's account is this one. Like, I have like 20 other people that are in front of me in this one. I don't worry about it. I'm not in anybody's way. I stay in my lane and I do that. So I don't know if that helped. But what is important is that your snail gets stronger, because your snail is going to explore. It's going to attack daily hitman. It's going to go into the fissures. It's going to go into the domain. And yes, you get some minions to help you out in the domain, but for the most part, the minions you have, for the most part, thrash whatever's there anyway. And that stuff is just it's not a big deal. So what do you prioritize? So you're probably asking, okay, so if you focus minion, mutant, and then you focus mecha, what do you want to focus next? Well, it doesn't matter, because at this point, you know, this guy right here is going to be always my front runner. He's always going to be stronger than all my other forms until we all reach tier 9. When all this is tier 9, as long as there's no fucking tier 10, is when we reach tier 9, which is probably years from now. This right here, this guy right here is probably still going to be the spearhead, and then he's going to be secondary, and then these guys are going to be whatever. And I don't know what's going to happen after that, but it just matters where, like, if this guy, these bubbles are, you know, are done. If this guy's really close, okay, fine. We'll go with zombie. Oh shit. I just happen to do demon a lot. Okay, fine. But I always leave dragon for last. I always leave dragon for last. And that's why, another reason why I don't put points into dragon anything. Because if you look here and we go to the research, it's asking for, I think this is zombie. Yep. And this is demon. Yep. Okay. So it's asking for 2 different types of cells. If we hit research right here, it's asking for 5K and 7K. So it doesn't have a dragon cell, which you already probably know this, right? But that being said, if it's going to tap from all the other ones, that means if you put a bunch of stuff into this and you run out of, you know, genes or what do you call it? Yeah, genes. If you run out of, you know, mutant genes and stuff for these, then that means that you can't upgrade these guys right here, because you're taking away from them. Whereas when you go ahead and you upgrade this guy from 5 to 6, what you'll have is a surplus, because you can actually go into the simulator here, and you can now unlock this guy right here and put in your equipment, and you can go climb up, and every time you do so, you go ahead and you get some, you know, genetic form and stuff like that. So then those cells will go into your dragon form. So I always leave dragon form last. What happened to my speed up? Why am I doing this like manually? Where's my little thing? Isn't there a little like oh, quick clear right there? So I haven't done this in a while, because usually, I don't know, they've been at 100 for 10 years, so I forgot. So here you get this, you get some speed ups, which is nice, you get some cash, which is nice, and then you get more cells. So what you want to do is you always want to go ahead and leave dragon for last, because when you go ahead and you clear up all those, get to the floor 100 or whatever floor you need to get to, you're gonna have all those cells are basically gonna go pour into the dragon, and that's gonna help you out. So I hope that helped. I hope that helps out anybody that's watching this, but that's how I do it. Now, how you do it is honestly up to you. There's you can completely ignore everything I just said, and that's fine with me, and that's all good. Let's see, is there $10 for an eye of horse? That I'm gonna say for my main account. I think I already did it for the main account. I thought that was worth it. So yeah. So now I'm gonna go back into my mecha form because I want my mecha form to grow. For some reason, this account is lacking in mecha genes. I don't know what's up with that, but it's taken me a day, which is it's perfect because that's almost in line with my my brand new exploration of the Rift. And here you're gonna get a bunch of cells too, which is really nice. The Rift is actually, well, I'll talk about that some other time. Hopefully I answered your question. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.